If you'd like to learn how to use tweening for your GUIs and parts, then consider staying to the end of the video. In just about 5 minutes, I'm going to be teaching you the basic fundamentals of tweening, what you can apply it to, and really how easy it is. Like, honestly, it takes probably no more than 7 lines. So if you're interested, then make sure to watch until the end of the video, and without further ado, let's go. And of course, make sure you like and subscribe if you enjoy the video, and leave a comment down below telling me what you thought. Okay, so once you get to Roblox Studio, this is where we can begin. And the first kind of tween we're going to start with is GUI tweening. Alright, just to clear up a little bit of uncertainty here, tweening is as on screen, and the difference between tweening and animation, I don't know. So yeah, just go search it up or something. So you're going to go to start a GUI, you're going to open a screen GUI, inside of that you're going to open a frame, and we can just position this to like really whatever you want, just like that. And let's say we want to move the frame from here to this side of the screen. To do that, we're going to open a local script inside here, and this is where it begins. Get rid of that hello world, and we can start by saying script.parent, which is getting the actual frame to move the frame, and this is where we can get the function call. And here you can see we have 3 options. We have tween size, tween position, and tween size and position. But we're just going to give it tween position. And then inside here, it expects some parameters, and we're going to give it udim2. Now you're probably wondering, what does this mean? Udim2 is just a way of saying that this is telling the script that this is 2-dimensional. That's why we got the 2. Now, what this expects from us as a parameter, it's going to be expecting the finish position of the frame. To get the finish position of the frame, we're just going to move it to where we want it to end. So let's say there, and we're going to go to position, going to get that, and then we're going to press Ctrl Z to move that back. And once you've copied that, you can just paste it into the parameters. Get rid of these curly braces, they are annoying. And once we've done that, we can finish with the remaining parameters. Okay, so once you've added the end position, we now can move on to the next one, and that is the easing direction. So you're just going to add a comma, and we're going to do a quotation mark, and you can do whatever you want here. The options are in, out, or out. But for this one, I'm just going to be going for in, out. You're going to add another comma, and here is the easing style. And there are tons of styles here. I'm actually going to put some of them up on screen now. If you want some more information, just go to the description, and it's going to take you to a dev hub page telling you all the types of styles and what they actually look like. Just for now, I'm going to stick with sign, and then we're going to do another comma, and the last parameter or argument is the timing. So how long do we want this animation to last? And you can see here how long in seconds the tween should take to complete. For now, we're going to set it to 1, and just like that, we can go ahead and press play. Now actually, one more thing before you do actually press play, we don't want it to go without us even loading into the game, so just add like a 5-second wait statement. And as you can see, if we wait 5 seconds, so that's how you can tween GUIs just like that in 1 line. As I said, it was actually quite simple. And if you wanted to, you could change. For the next one, this is where things get a little bit harder when you want to tween parts. But honestly, it really doesn't get that much harder. So we can just add a part into the workspace. Or actually, I'm going to add a sphere. Just like that, and we can call this tween part, and inside of it we can just add a script. So for now, for this one, it's a bit more complicated. It's not just 1 line. We're going to have to specify a few different things. To start off, we need to get the tween service, and to do that, it's quite simple. We're just going to do tween service, local tween service, and this is equal to game:get service tween service. Now, next line down, we need to set some properties. Just like we did before, we're going to make a table. So you're just going to write size. And now what we want is once again, the final end position of the sphere. So let's say we want the sphere to increase by 8, so increase to 12. So it will look a bit like this. Like that. We can do that, and then we can get this size here, press Ctrl Z to move it back to what it was already, and then we can just add this here. And before we do that, we're going to add an indent, and we're going to say vector3.new, and then we're going to take this, cut it, and put it back inside these brackets. Now, as you heard I mentioned earlier, vector3 is different from udim2, because udim2 works only on GUIs because it's 2-dimensional, but as you can see, we're in 3D here. So now we need a 3-dimensional function call. So this vector3.new is pretty much what we put in here is the final position. So currently we're at 444. So in retrospect, we're going to be adding 8, 8, 8 to the actual size of the shape. Now, next thing, we need to do some tween info. So to do this, we're going to do local tween info is equal to tween info dot new. And here, if you remember before, we actually did the easing style, the easing direction, and then the time. But this time it's going to be the time first, then it's going to be the style, then it's going to be the direction. So how long do we want this to last first? Well, here you go, time number. So we're going to do 1 second, and then we're going to do the easing style. So instead of doing it in quotation marks, this time we're going to use enum. So enum.easing style dot, and now you can see we have all these options here. I'm going to go for sign once again, comma, easing direction, enum dot easing direction dot in out. Of course, you can choose whatever you want, and that's it. Now for the last thing, we have to put all these things together to make the actual tween. This is the thing that we're actually going to say to play. We're going to call the play function on this. So to put all these things together, we need to do tween. How do I do this?
Bruh.
Tween service colon create, and in here we're going to do what we want to do it to. As you can see, the instance whose properties are to be tweened. What do we want to tween? Well, that's going to be the tween part. So that's going to be script.parent, because we're getting the parent of the script, which is the child. And then we need to do tween info, comma, properties. And just like that, that is everything we need. So now we're going to wait 5 seconds so it doesn't happen before we actually load into the game. And tween colon play. Right, so we're in the game. Let's wait for this to increase in size. And as you can see, just like that, it's increased in size. If I'm honest with you, that looked really nice. And of course, you can play around with the tweening styles, see what you like, see what you don't. And yeah, it's really as simple as that.